Good morning, Michigan Ultimate Survivor League members. My camera's blurry. My hair is falling out. It's fine. This is James L. Seagraves. Earlier this week, I made a deal with a certain owner stating that if his father did not win the game this week, I would do my podcast entirely in the spirit of Alex Jones. And he did not win. So, without further ado, I'm going to present to you this ridiculous, probably way too long podcast in the spirit of Alex Jones. In case you're wondering why this is happening, I'm a man of my word, and I will do it. My kid is playing video games in the background. Do not judge my parenting based on the outburst you are about to hear. You have been warned. Most of this stuff will be said in jest. Not everything will be in jest. It's an acting performance, so please do not be totally offended by what you're about to hear. That being said, enjoy the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Michigan Ultimate Survivor League podcast. It is I will not say my name because I don't want to get banned from the libs and the demonic entities that control YouTube, but here we are. We're talking about the Michigan Ultimate Survivor League here, and it's a football league, in case you didn't know, that there's a lot of people in. So we're going to go through the normal things that James Seagraves usually goes over, and we're going to go through, and we're going to lay it with just the absolute hard-hitting truth and the facts that man is too afraid to acknowledge. We're going to let you have it right now. We're going to go through the same introduction that he's put on here. So we're going to start with the bottom 10 teams in this league, and these people are just worthless piles of dung, but we're going to go through here. Now, it's not even a shit brown color. It's more of a wet, sloppy dump color that the bottom 10s find themselves in. Let me tell you, tips and tricks. They're at the bottom of this whole heap of shit. And,
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
That's right. Tips and tricks. You found yourself at the bottom. Even worse than Joe Buck yourself, who has been at the bottom since Biden took over the office, White House. You know, 217.4 points is all you've mustered through 4 weeks. That is a massive, massive failure, and you should be ashamed of yourself, Dominic. Joe Buck yourself in 95. He finally gets out of the 96 spot. You ain't used to the 69, that's for sure, but you're used to the 96. Joe Buck yourself finally climbed himself up 1 spot. Congratulations. Run it back. You're the whole goddamn reason I have to do this voice. Why don't you win a game for once in your life? Super original. Hey, watch it back there, kid. He's not listening. He's playing Fortnite like all the children in this country should be, because they're going to have to prepare themselves for when China invades us. It's coming soon. Anyway, giggle, not funny. You're 92nd in the league. Hockenstein, 91. Devastation Incorporated. Mike Davis. You came into Verizon acting like you were somebody. You think you're doing okay. You're doing okay there, but you're not doing okay in this league. I'll tell you, 265 points after 4 weeks. Steel City Sackers, equally disappointing, but he's a regular owner. He's not some new guy off the street. Dustin Hanson has been coming in and been in this league, I don't know, for 8 years probably. Has mustered 0 wins through 4 weeks. I'll take your money. Finally got a win last week. He's back in the losing column. 1-3-2000, whatever the hell that means. Probably some Y2K bug that's 22 years too late. But it's happening. 224 points. He scored way less than most of these people. And then finally, play with Mike Ditka. You are an absolute embarrassment to your family. Tony Cromwell, you've been champion, runner-up, whatever you've been a perennial playoff team, and now you're not 87th in the league. I don't know how you live with yourself. We're going through here. We got a lot of people that are good owners. Vic in a box, he's trailing. Vic in a box lost 2 in a row after being 2-0. Double C's back in the losing column. Chark Attack finally submits a lineup, and what do you know? He wins. The Nuts, they finally got a win back on the thing. And we're going to crawl through here. Garrity's Gigolos, we knew he wouldn't last long in the top 25 as he finds himself out of there, back into number 48. I don't know if he was there before or not, but he's not in the top 25. Lakers finally mustered up a win after winning the first week. And tie her up and lock it down. Whatever, we're moving to the top 25 because I can't do this forever. Can You Digs It? Wisp is in the top 25, 3-1. Whispering Eyes. No, You're in Trouble is in trouble. They fell from number 8 down to number 23. Next up, the team that was abandoned, Kristen's Weapons of Mass Double D Destruction has a 3-game win streak, and this is what I got to say about that.
Boobies aren't things that give you milk. Boobies are things that kill you.
Absolutely right, Alex. They are things that kill you as they are on a 3-game win streak. Cheechki up to 21. Password is Taco. They moved up from number 22 to number 20. Fly Eagles fly. They are flying as they're undefeated in the NFL. 3-1 in the MUSL. CD's nuts. 19. Alshon Jeffrey didn't kill himself. He found himself in the number 96 spot after 1 week, and now he's won 3 straight games. So Joe, buck yourself in tips and tricks. Maybe you should call up your buddy, Parker Dalton, and ask him for some coaching advice so you can get up here in the top 25 instead of being down there in liquid shit town. Anyway, Mullen Incorporated loses, falls from number 7 to number 16. You Feeling Lucky Punk goes up from number 25 to number 15. Digger Phelps barely moves, 16 to 14, but he's up. Nasty Nutria stays right, put it unlucky number 13. Maybe it wasn't so unlucky for them. I don't know. Sounds like some government nonsense to program people to think number 13's bad. Sarah Krasansky will tell you otherwise, as she's won 3 straight games, sticks right at number 13. Chop it off, it'll make you stunning and brave. Twilight Zone reality, folks. Now here's a real team name I can get behind. This man knows what's happening. They're programming people to chop off their own penises and try to be great, try to make themselves stunning and brave. Absolutely, Pat Provost. You got it right there. You got the win right. Up from number 18 to number 12. My mic's covered in saliva. Anyway, the Apache Chiefs, I got to do this just because I won't get canceled. The Apache Chiefs won again. Up from 15 to number 11. We're all going to be doing the tomahawk chop, folks. You might as well get used to it. They won't be called the Apache Chiefs the next year because I'm sure someone will shut them down. But we're going to play this tomahawk chop while we still can before we get shut down by the government entities that are controlling all this. Now I'm probably going to get blacklisted on YouTube. But anyway, show me them TDs. Up 17 to number 10. Sag Nasty's down above notch. Now let me tell you something. I got to say something here. We are now in the undefeated teams. And 9 teams undefeated remaining. And this is what they have to say.
All I do is win.
That's
win,
right.
Win, no matter what.
Yes. All they do is win, no matter what. Sang Nasty's whatever the name is, up from number 11 to number 9. Tenacious D. You're doing the gritty in the background while I'm doing this. Tenacious D up from 12 to number 8, 297 points. That's a chunky up or down from number 6 to number 7 while winning. That's a feat in itself. Just going down while winning, but still going down. We'll talk about that later. Trust me. Cloacal Kiss. This is the further degeneration of society, folks. Cloacal Kiss. Do you know what the cloacal kiss is? It's some sick mating habit between these birds. They think you're putting chemicals in the water to turn the frogs gay. They're programming our children. Young Maddie Bradley has a team name called Cloacal Kiss, which is about a bizarre mating ritual that they're trying to program us all to be able to do, somehow putting tongues in our genitals. That's why that name is that way. But you know what? Whatever it is, she sold herself to the devil, apparently, and now they're up 10 to number 6. They're still undefeated, so good job to you, I guess, even though you're turning us all to the wrong side, apparently. I don't know. And then a lot of, I can't ever get this guy's name right, but apparently it's Vincent. I don't know. James said it was Chris one podcast because he was probably drinking on the job, or maybe, just maybe, he just is getting old, doesn't know what he's talking about, but I know what's going on. Vincent Vallada. The top 5 stays the same. I'm going to spoil alert you right now because I'm tired of this candy-ass shit where everybody has to have a trophy. Everybody has to have a spoiler alert. No spoiler alert. Top 5's the same. Nobody cares. A lot of bleeding blue bombers. Malcolm Rodriguez in the middle of thy thighs. Let me tell you something. I heard this weekend somebody brought up this name is inappropriate. It is inappropriate. It's an inappropriate name. Malcolm Rodriguez in the middle of my thighs. Christian's Weapons of Mass Double D Destruction is fine because a man made that name. But a woman comes up here with Malcolm Rodriguez in the middle of her thighs, and that's an inappropriate name because a woman, that's a woman's team. She can't have that name. Then we found out that apparently her husband gave her that name. And I gotta say this woman's husband was supposed to be a real cuckold to come up with that name and be a proud father and a proud parent to suggest Malcolm Rodriguez in the middle of his wife's thighs. I don't know what's wrong with society, but I'll tell you what, it ain't right. Double standards don't exist in America. She shouldn't have that name, but Kristen's Weapons of Mass Double Destructions is totally fine, I promise you. Number 2 is DeWyans, Gary King. He's too lovable to say anything about. And then Poe Swag, this guy. Women should not be at the top. That's all I'm saying. This league is offensive. that a woman could be number one for 2 weeks in a row? Are you kidding me right now? What is happening in this world right now? That's all I have to say. I don't know. Someone's got to knock her off her pedestal. 2 of the top 3 are women. 3 of the top 6 are women. Are they moving forward in this world? We're going to allow that? I don't know what's going on anymore in this country. But nevertheless, that's your top 25. We're going to look at winners and losers real quick here. Winners, let me just tell you something. The Detroit Lions, basically their entire offense was injured, but they still won, in my heart anyway. Don't worry about what the facts say. Don't worry about the scoreboard, 48-45. That doesn't mean anything. What means something is that they had something. Jared Goff, TJ Hawkinson, both led their positions in points. 4 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns. Jamal Williams had an amazing game. And a bunch of scrubs off the street they signed. They got him out of the homeless villages in Seattle. They brought him alongside for the trip. And they put him on the wide receiver team on the Lions. And they actually scored 45 points. Now, of course, the problem is that their defense is terrible. And that's going to be on the loser side here in a minute probably. But still, good job to Jared Goff and TJ Hawkinson. They did a great job. Scored all kinds of points, but still lost. Just like the Jackson Vikings team scored 46 points and somehow lost 46-69. That's insane. Bad. Anyway, loser of the week, Matthew Stafford. Let me tell you something. Some guy I know has been on the Jared Goff was the better side of that trade deal forever. And this shows you why. Because Matthew Stafford, he laid a big old, double farts for that one. That was a terrible big old dump that he laid against San Francisco last night. And Jared Goff's looking pretty damn good compared to Matthew Stafford yesterday. I don't care what you all say. You're all being programmed by the liberal media to think that Matthew Stafford is the greatest thing since Jesus. He's not. He's not. If anything, Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thing since Jesus, since he just looks like him back in the day. But anyway, loser number 2, that as mentioned before, Lions defense. The only person to score more than them on them is Wilt Chamberlain. He had a lot of partners, folks, and they were hitting it left and right, as were the Seahawks. Now, loser number 3, the entire state of Florida. How can you not handle a little bit of rain here, folks? Obviously, this has all been premeditated, all just glossed over by the media, trying to spin this, trying to get more government money to support their little rehabilitation effort. Come on, Florida. Get it together. Withstand a little rain. Build your infrastructure better. This is a joke. It's an absolute joke that we have to spend our money on this damn Democratic conspiracy to bring water in waves into Florida. Get over yourself. Tony Lay's not in this league anymore, but I think there are some people who live in Florida. Whatever. Build a wall. Whatever. Have the Pacific Ocean pay for it. I know it's the Atlantic Ocean. I don't even care. I'm ranting and raving. I haven't had enough coffee. All right, there we go. Now we're going to go to the next thing on the rundown is the libs. The libs are to blame for everything. Don't believe anything else you hear. You heard it right here, folks. That's what's happening. They're always to blame. Top scorers, Swag, that long-haired beauty, Aaron Rodgers / Bonnie Monahan with 115.61 points, finds herself at the top of not only the league, but also the weekly scoring results with 115.61 points. Sticks it in you and chop it off. It'll make you stunning, folks, I promise. Both had 114, but not quite good enough. Then we get down. We'll go down to the lowest scoring. Air Allen, 17. This team was almost stripped from this person. David Valerius. I'm not sure what Air Allen 17 means, but I'm sure it's some kind of code for mind control. But nevertheless, somebody needs to control this guy's mind because the randomizer that had been on there 2 weeks in a row scored more than 37.26 points. So maybe it's best if that team does get randomized every week. But don't get randomized again because we will take it over and we will give it to the baby-eating, blood-sucking libs down the street. Don't think I won't. It'll happen. Now, Swag, this is your lineup here. I mean, what are you going to say? This is an incredible lineup. Jared Goff, as I mentioned. Aaron Jones is okay. But Tyreek Hill put up a low numbers for him. Austin Eckler ran it up. Cowboys, 115.61 points. And then the low week, this poor bastard started Josh Allen, just like James Seagraves did, and still lost. But at least he scored more than 37 points. This is just an absolute pile of dung, an absolute fail. It's just bad, folks. That's all I got to say about that bad lineup for Air Allen 17. He should probably just let the randomizer happen. Now we're going to go to the where are we going now? Top starters. We'll look at this real quick just so we can see where we're at here. Let's go is right, kid. We're starting to lose a voice. I got to work the entire day, and people going, what the hell is wrong with me? It's going to be fine. We got to go to whatever we're going to. I don't even know. Who's in charge of this thing? Oh, you are. Oh, here we go. That's why. That's why. Starter points players where you got to go.
No.
We're going to go just player. We're going to go just quarterbacks. We don't got time for this shit. 51 players. 51 people started Jalen Hurts. They've done well. He's done well. Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson. Let's go to running backs. That's all we're doing today because my voice is going to give out. Looks like Jamal Williams, 48, is the number one started running back so far. It's half the league. Exactly. In fact, that's kind of coincidental. Might have to look into that one. How half the league exactly started Jamal Williams. I don't know. Something smells in here all of a sudden. I know that.
It's you.
It's me. I think it's Ariel and 17's lineup, kid. Although it does smell in here legit. And then we're going to go to randomizers. Now, kudos to this league here, folks. I mean this in every sense of the word. No one was randomized. This is the first time, and I don't know, like probably legit since Trump was in office, the greatest president ever lived. He made sure nobody got randomized because he meant business, not this softization of America where people get randomized every week. We're finally back to good times here. Finally back to good times on a single randomizer. First time in many, probably years. Real talk. There's always some clown that gets randomized, but still, I'm proud of you all for not getting randomized.
Yes, Obama is the Antichrist.
What? I don't even know where that came from. But nevertheless, I don't know what's happening now. Conference look. Here we go. Conference look. We're going to try to get to it. All right. Jeff Lebowski Conference. We have, I didn't even cut off this damn board here. Post-Swag, Cloacal Kiss, both undefeated. Cheechki 3-1. We have a ton of ranked teams in the Kirk Lazarus contests, 15, 20, 23, 18, and 19. Only one winless team. Run it back. Thank you very much, David Dalton. My voice does not thank you. Then we have a four-way tie, essentially, for first in Ron Burgundy Conference. Of course, the best team that ever has put on this God's green earth. Chop it off. You'll make you stunning and brave. Twilight's own reality, folks. They know what's happening. They're leading the conference. That is divine intervention, folks. It is. It is divine intervention. The good Lord made Pat Provost to win this division. I promise you. Meanwhile, Super Original down in the tank at 0-4. Jeff Spicoli Conference, only two ranked teams in this piece of garbage. That's a chunky. That's good job for him. He's undefeated. He's a former champion, Louis Diana. The Apache Chiefs, we already mentioned them. They're 3-1. They're back in the winning train. True Blue Wrecking Crew's 3-1, but not ranked. I don't know how that even happens. And then, of course, Tips and Tricks still looking for their first win. Aching for a ship 1-3 in the controversy. You gotta get Dominion in here to go over that last week's ruling where that liberal son of a bitch, James Seagraves, cost him a victory. 1-3. He should be 2-2. We're gonna fight this. Offered to, like all the other Dems, offered to buy his silence, trying to give him free entry into this year, refund his money. We don't want your stimulus checks. We want a winning ticket. We want an extra ticket in the playoff lottery. I'm going to suggest that to him. Actually, come to think of it, he's already suggested that, and that's what they're going to go with. He's not going to play for free. He's got pride. He's going to get one extra ticket into the playoff lottery as if he had won that game. That's what we're going to do. Now, that is, I will give credit where credit is due. James Seagraves decided to do that at his request, didn't refund him. It's giving him an extra ticket into the playoff lottery. Then, of course, there's this humiliating title. I won't even say it out loud because this is a family show. Number 3 and number 8 are both undefeated in the Frank Drebin Conference. And also, Alshon Jeffrey didn't kill himself. That's a fact. 3-1. Joe Buck yourself, you 0-4. This one here has the Brody Bruce Conference. DeWine's number 2. Show Me Them TDs, number 10. Digger Phelps, number 14. And then Brady's backup, also 3-1. No winless teams in this conference, though, which is impressive. Then we got Bleeding Blue Bombers and Sag Nasty's notch above top notches. And, of course, permanently number 13, Nasty Nutria. As well as the Whispering Eyes, 3-1. Hockenstein still looking for their first win. And then finally, Napoleon Dynamite Conference. This is a real shit show, folks. I mean, I don't know what you got to say. I mean, this is, what? I don't know what your problem is over there, but
You make me sick!
this conference does make me sick. Only one ranked team in this whole thing. 4-0, a lot of. One winless team, 0-4, but there's a whole bunch of 2-2. This is log jamming here, folks. Log jamming. Almost everyone's 2-2 in this conference. This is going to be the black and blue conference. We knew it from the get-go. Actually, we didn't know it from the get-go. Yes, we did. There's tons of teams in here that are good owners, and that's what's happening. They're all 2-2 now. We're at 20 minutes. We're making good time here, folks. We're making good time. So now we're going to schedule. We're going to have to. I can't keep it up forever. All right. I know what you're talking about. Week 5. Here's what we got to look for. Post-Swag taking on Death Before Dishonor. Number 1 taking on Dalton Smith. There's too many Daltons, first or last name in this league, by the way. I don't know. Post-Swag, okay. We got number 6 Cloacal Kiss taking on 21 Cheechki. Let's hope, for the sake of hope, that Nick Harris can restore some honor to this democracy and knock off this Cloacal Kiss abomination that's in this league. Then we got another matchup of top 25 teams. The CD's Nuts taking on Utheel and Lucky Punk, both 3-1, looking for, I don't know what position in that conference, but high. You're in trouble. Kyle Stoker taking on the winless and useless Run It Back. I'm not saying it again. I'm not doing this shit again. I'm not making that bet at all. Run It Back, just win a game for pride, please. Have some. Your Mother Likes My Defense, former champion, 1-3, taking on 20, password is Taco. The Tallywhackers, I thought they were ranked at some point, taking on Fly Eagles Fly. And we got another one here. We got another matchup of top-ranked teams as Can You Digs It, owned by Richard Mark David Chapman, taking on Kristen's Weapons of Mass Destruction, Double D Destruction, that is.
Boobies aren't things that give you milk. Boobies are things that kill you.
That's right. That's right. I think his name's Mick Foley that runs this team. I don't know what his name is. Matty something. Who knows? Matt something. Matt Joyce, his name is. Taking that team into the winning land from abandoned to 3 games in a row. And then, of course, we have the greatest team in society. Chop it off and make you stunning and brave. Twilight Zone reality, folks. They're 3-1 taking on the winless Dublin. Well, they're not winless. Sorry, my mistake. They're the Dublin Drunks, 1-3. Jeff Arbogast team struggling this year, but he got to win. 16 Mall Incorporated taking on Cucumbas. That's a chunky taking on Concussion Protocol. I don't know what to say about that one. I'm speechless, really. Cody, OJ probably, hopefully appreciates this, but he's 2-2. Hopefully knocking off That's a Chunky. The Apache Chiefs, number 11, taking on the Honolulu Blues. Paul Brown. Tenacious D taking on Lick It Before You Stick It. First down. This is some more inappropriate shit, but it's made by a man, so it's okay. 1-3 taking on Tenacious D, who's 4-0, looking to stay undefeated. Then, of course, we have Joe Buck Yourself, Jordan Craig, formerly, we call him Mr. Number 95 now, formerly number 96, but now number 95. He's moving his way up the chains, hopefully trying to repeat what former number 96 team in the country did. Alshon Jeffrey didn't kill himself, who started off last place and is now number 17 in the nation. Good job to you. Digger Phelps taking on formerly ranked Tire Up and Lock It Down. Show Me Them TDs taking on BVC, who's been very quiet. Brad Van Camp, 1-3. DeWyans taking on Brady's backup, Young Cromwell. He's 3-1. Don't let the fact that he's unranked fool you, folks. This is that government programming through the mainstream media. They don't want you to think this game's important, but I'm telling you, this game is very important. Brady's backup is 3-1. He's been at the hot seat all year, very close to being ranked. I think he's ranked last week, maybe. But nevertheless, he's taking on DeWyans. That is a very big game. Whispering Eyes taking on Bleeding Blue Bombers. Jason Taylor finally up in the top 25, taking on Pat Provost Sr., who likes to just keep his name simple. That's 2 ranked teams taking on each other. And this one right here, without question, this is the game of the week, folks. No doubt about it. Not only do you have the 13-seeded Nasty Nutra miss number 13 permanently taking on the number 9 team, Sag Nasty's notch above top notch, but this is brother versus sister. HBO gets off on this kind of stuff, folks. They're promoting incest. We're not. We're just promoting this matchup. Game of Thrones, get out of here. Shouldn't belong in your family's living room. But this game should be on your family's TV as number 9 takes on number 13. And what's no doubt the game of the year, probably. Get on it. Check it out. 9 versus 13, brother versus sister. It's gonna be hot, folks, but not in the way HBO wants it to be. Then finally, a lot of taking on the Junior Chiefs. We're gonna get another one of these going just for you because I want to do it because this is America and I can. Oh, we're going again, I guess. Okay. I didn't know how long that was, but nevertheless, the Junior Chiefs. How long does this thing go on for? Okay. The Junior Chiefs, don't be fooled. They're not ranked, but they are, well, they're 2-2. Never mind. Taking on a lot of. That's that. That's your what to watch for in week 5. These podcasts are labeled the wrong week, by the way. We're talking about week 4. Looking forward to week 5. Nevertheless, that's what we got to look forward to. And of course, the Super Squares. It was very uneventful this week because the guy who runs it, this liberal cuck, James Seagraves, wasn't even by his computer half the time. He had a family gathering, whatever. People want to know how their teams are doing. Let me tell you how they're doing. Daniel Jones is useless. He got hurt. Their backup got hurt. So Saquon Barkley was actually playing quarterback for a little bit. Needless to say, the Giants, the entire team mustered 71 passing yards. That's terrible. And then, of course, Mac Jones was hurt. And then Brian Hoyer, who somehow is an immortal corpse. I don't know how this guy's still in the league. He gets hurt. So they bring in Frank Zappi, who put up 104 yards total as a team, which meant that Louis Diana is the winner. He owns, what's that team name? Chunky. That's a Chunky. That's right. Thank you, Bruno. He owns that team. He wins this week's squares because there's the lowest passing yards, fewest passing yards, however you want to say it. 71 for the Giants, 104 for the Patriots. Didn't think that square was worth a broke dick at the beginning of the year, but you never know what happens, folks. This is football. This is why we love this game. It's why we love this country. Take the DMT. Meet the Clockwork Elves. We'll be back next week. Probably your regular host will be here. Let's hope to God. Have a good one. I'm out.